Downtown lights start to come out at night. We go insane, we go insane. And when I arrive, I start to lose my mind. I go insane, I go insane. 'Cause they told me you take too much. Yeah, I sure do, so I can feel that now. If they only knew how this was, yeah, they would too, just to feel that now. 'Cause I ain't got no favorite, I ain't got nobody, all I got ahead is a moonlit road.
Good morning. It's November 22, 2019. My name is Maarten van Stam. We're doing another episode of live coding, office development, and we're looking at code commands and things to extend the office ribbon. And let's continue with that today and start the show. There we go. Welcome back. This is episode 59 for office development, so that's a lot of streams. Good morning and good evening if you're in the United States. Let's get going and switch to the code window. There we go. Let's start where we left off yesterday. Command. Data projects. We created a test. Which one was it? Something with command. Test commands. There it is. I'm wearing a very old office shirt. usually I work in this. And also my Office Insider set. Yesterday we were looking at the get host info. Oh, I did not install my Visual Studio Code update. Later again. Let's make a note of this. Where is my notes? I lost my notes. I think I closed my notes. Let's start them on the other screen. One note. Go to my current stream page. I make notes every day on what we were doing. And OneNote, for some reason, wants my credentials every time I check in. So I need to add a task in there. Come on, another login. Control 1. Update. VS Code after show. So yesterday we found that we are running. Let's run it again. Starting Word. I think. Control Tick. No. Let's open a new terminal. npm start. I don't think the config was right for the debug session. F5. Node is kicking in. A little bit slow if you ask me. What's a little bit? Yeah, there it is. Now in the background it's just kicking Word. And might be still giving the same error here. The add-in is loaded. No, 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 no. Also make a note of that I need to fix retry error Word on VM. A lot to do already. The list is getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, node is running. Let's see if the add-in is running. And if we run, it should give the preview, yes. The supported, what's it called? Requirement set. And I had a link of that yesterday. copy link, push it in, push. Another note, sound effects, new sound effects. Requirement set. So what I was wondering, how do I get the insiders requirement set, because I am, if I'm correct, installed as an insider, Office insider, so this must be done by a very new version. And maybe that's part of the code. If you go to the libraries, let's see what's in here. Office add-in stuff. Already some updates since, I'm not sure since yesterday, but looks like there are some updates already in the system. But I'm trying to find the library used. Google use preview Office JS. How to use the preview version. Install the latest fast build, and that's what I have, I think. And then looking for this, apps for Office. Apps for Office. There it is, commands. That's at 1.1. Oops. Copy. Let's. Oh. It's not for Studio. Comment shortcut Visual Studio Code. Ctrl K C. Ctrl K C. No. Ctrl K C. Yeah. Make this, I think, beta. Where is beta? Where did I put the link? In here. Copy link. Like this. The only difference in here is the middle part, where 1.1 is changed into beta. And is there another one? This maybe. Copy this, copy. Okay, comment. Copy, paste. I wonder why Office DTS is not found. Office DTS. That's apparently not used. Why not? Don't recommend you to do that. Okay. What's it saying? Thanks, but why do I need the Office Insider? Yes, you need the Office Insider latest build. So then it's possible to deploy an add-in using preview version. I know it's recommended, but don't recommend it to do that. In fact, the store will reject your add-in. Yeah, that's also interesting. If you're using the preview CDN in your own environment, you could do it with the risk of knowing that we reserve the right to change any method. Blah blah. I see, and it's possible for you to tell me when the data validation will be released. I am asking before this because this is a crucial feature for our app. Data validation specifically is quite solid now. It's a strong candidate to be released in the next batch. I think it will happen no later than this year. Well, that's a wide scope. First, let's see if we can see if we get a different preview now. Don't save this. Close the node entry. Then build again. I wonder why it's not hot reloading. Node is kicking in, Word is kicking in. Now we have to wait for the server to kick in. Oh, there's the other thing. There it is. Got it. Show task pane. Run. Still 1.3. So go to the browser, Google, or we're already in Google. Set get requirement. Now use Office JS preview. You must reference beta, that's what we did. The type definition file compilation. And IntelliSense is found at CDN and definitely typed. Let's see what's on definitely typed. Definition for Office.js 1.0. By Michael Zlatkovsky. Let's see. Promise keys. requirement. It says it has 11 entries, but it's, oh, there it is. For more information about Office host application and server requirements, this is interesting. What's this? Interface context. Provide information and access with signed in user. Comment. This is all comment. Hosts. Content language support details. Capital Y in the following match indicates this property is supported. Okay. Interesting comments. Requirements set support. Hydrate. Install save dev. Types preview. Types dash office. Types dash office. That's this one. So that's in package lock, and that's generated from this types office. Let's see if this one can be updated hugely. Kill word first. Another one, 1.10. These are the only office items. CLI. Offset in debugging. Offset in certificates. Lint is already okay. Prettier. Hot reloader. TypeScript. Office UI Fabric. Okay. npm bon. npm. Interesting. npm, one shifted to the left, gives bon. npm install. Still think it won't be presenting the preview one. I guess it's called different. Set requirement. What's the exact function? Require. require the document. Package requires no. This one. Office context requirements. Let's look for this one. Copy. Min versions. Okay. Is set supported? Let's find this one. Preview. Preview. Preview requirement set. Okay. Outlook. So that's just Outlook. Minimum mailbox requirement set version preview. To use a newer version, setting a requirement does not limit the implementation, the add-in specific, but it's running in an Outlook client which supports Mailbox 1.3, and the add-in can be used. Alternatively, so developers can check the existence of a newer API by using standard JavaScript technique. Yeah, but this is really trial and error. It's using a minimum Outlook client. I don't think you can set it to preview, apparently. That's the same one. Minimum. Correct way to check table support. Word API. Still getting no response. API set in preview not guaranteed. Documentation is for preview set. Yeah, but how do you test the preview? Minimum version. Maybe we need to check for, not for minimum version, but for, what does matter? Is set supported? Min version. available. I should see something like available. Get environment, that's what we did. What version of Office is that supported? Is it possible? But API is not available. Preview. Test. How to use preview, that's what we've seen several times already now. There's also an option Office Developer. To join the subscription program, blah blah blah. Latest build. Letting you know that this code will not work. Supported version requires. Yeah, but this is only if you know what the version is. So the is supported. What is supported Office JS GitHub. Is it possible to detect feature support? Definitely have read that. If you read the first line, requires a static limitation. Let me explain the scenario. True, but I cannot use the same for checking if the current host supports video embedding or not. No. API reference. API 1.1 preview. Let's see words. I'm looking for this one. Word preview. One preview only this one. And that documentation is incorrect. Requirement set preview. What was the word I used in my code? Preview is exactly that. They go from left to right. Should do it the other way around. For min version in, what does it say? Start with the highest version. Yeah. And apparently this is not supported. why not? Min version. Putting in Word API. That's the same as over here. No. Oh wait. Huh? Type Word API. Yeah, still says Word API, but min version. Google. Maybe that's on GitHub somewhere. GitHub. Warning. Deprecating number version of is supported. And this is merged. So what was changed here then? Use of the number type is deprecated. Okay. This is because the JavaScript parser cannot differentiate between the numeric versions, such as 110. Okay. Yeah, so they changed it over to string, I think. Min version. Index DTS. Types office JS preview. Point on understands JavaScript API. One point seven. There's no single check on where it's resulting preview. Good morning, good evening, by the way. Is set supported? Name. This one will be deprecated, I think. Check if the specified requirement set is supported by the host application. See, this is deprecated. Min version. There's nowhere what is said. What is the min version? Warning: the overload of is set overload where min version number is deprecated. Yeah, use the string overload of is set supported instead. Yeah, that's what we found already. Next. Preview. One 5. What's in here? Preview. Preview. Requirement update. Preview APIs. Verified. My mic's a little bit in the way. Single clicked offset. Preview. Apparently there's no way to check for the requirement set. Really don't know. Custom functions. Word API. Word API 1.4. Let's see, is that supported? Put in Word API. Let's also force, is that supported in the search? Correct way to blah blah blah. Word API. Right now we are in this transition. API set preview 1.1. There's simply no way to do this by entering preview, I think. So if I have this, where's one of the examples? This one. Supported. So what if I look for the entry like this and put in preview in here? It's never found. Maybe if I change the quotes around this. See, now it's not taking in the preview param. So apparently the only way to do this is by testing if the function is not null, something like that. Create document function is available. API set 1.1 preview caps. In the general case, you should use is supported API. Check the runtime. See is this is Michael Zlatkovsky. When a particular method is available, see thing like this. in this particular case you're running into the fact that create document is part of the not yet released preview only Word API 1.4 API set. You can see this in the IntelliSense. Context application create document. Let's click in Word. Word. Interesting to see how this is showing in the pro tip. Work together. Share your files from OneDrive and collaborate. Blah blah blah. Learn more. Not today, because I'm live streaming now. Script Lab. Code. Let's see what the IntelliSense is showing. Context create documents. Like interesting item is this one. 2 years and 4 months ago, there was the create document. It's still not available. If the statement is correct in the set requirement set. Play with events. Yeah. Create a new one, new snippet. And then check for this. Copy. Let's do it in this place. Create document. So now, it's this one is changed into Word API 1.3. Creates a new document by using optional base. Yeah, this is what we did. Default value is null. So if I run this, let's see if it's working. Run in this pane. Click run. Now I got a new document. That's interesting. Let's make a note of that. Word new document. Copy the link in. Still, I need to find a piece of code that is not yet supported. Libraries. There should be beta types. Google beta this types preview. close this maybe because I'm not sure if it needs reloading. Close the Word document. WinWord. There's the resize issue again. Script lab. Code. .3. So now I need to find preview thing. It's Outlook. Word. JavaScript API. Requirement set. Preview APIs. Let's find an item on here. Document. Delete bookmark. Gets the custom XML parts. Is that also a preview? Really? It is. Custom XML part collection. Document properties. Load. Settings collection. Context. Application. Settings collection. Settings collection. There's not much information on there. Content controls. Custom XML parts. This said Word API beta, preview only. So it looks like it's not called preview, but it's called beta. Const parts equal to custom XML parts. Console log parts. Run. Run. Oh, create a new object, new document. That's not what I wanted. It's giving me an object. delete bookmark. API reference. Word. No. Preview APIs. So let's see if we can get a simple one. Content control. Delete, get XML. Document. This one is preview. Settings is preview. Get add-ins settings in the document. Settings, and what does it return? Read-only settings, settings collection. Yeah, that's too much. I need just a simple string or something. Range, delete, key, setting collection. Settings. Let's see if there's an example on settings. Settings. Setting. No example. Delete. Start month. Delete. Deletes the setting. It adds a setting. And then deletes it. So let's try this. Count. Let's try this one. Copy. Back to the code. Remove all of this and change it by this. This should give you the beta here. Now the question is, does this run? Because I put beta in here. Run this. What it's doing is collecting these settings, adds a start month, gets a count, then return context sync, then providing the count and deleting it, and then get count again, and then showing the count again. Let's see. actually worked. So if I change the libraries back to 1, and run this, now it should fail. Run it. Yes. Unable to get properly add. This is expected because we changed back the version to 1. Good morning. We're streaming Office development stuff. As you can see, the settings now not defined because we are now in the official release APIs. But if we change this to beta and preview, now we get some extra additional options. Settings, now it's showing Word API beta. So the question is, how do I now test the requirement set? The requirement set is Office context requirements. Copy. Like this. Requirements. And then we should do this. Copy. If the requirement set is supported, and this should be Word API, and this should say something like else. Copy. Preview not supported. And that should be invalid. It should be never resulting in this one. My guess is that this is beta, not preview. Run. See, preview not supported. That's kind of strange. Because if I change this to, like say, 1.3 and run it, now it runs, but the word preview is not accepted in here. Beta. That's not the one. Does anyone know is there a limit to how many settings can be stored? If anyone needs it, save to settings considering. That's just an XML. Go to the word web extensions. Rename the file and give it extensions.zip. Instead of docker, then you see the folder structure is at inside. Go to web extensions. The file contains everything that you saved. Considering that's just an XML, shouldn't be any limitations. Okay. Persisting state and settings. Settings. Roaming settings. There's no way to test it on the requirement. How to save custom XML to the document. This is custom XML parts. Requirement. Settings. Settings preview, beta preview only. Beta preview only. Like this. Run it. Run. Preview not supported. Oh, did I now? Oh. Because if I put in 1.3 that works, but apparently 1.4 should be in preview. Then run, not supported. But if I put in 3, that's supported, but now if I put in 1 as a library, let's check for go out on Google and find something about this one. 1 update to the latest version in JavaScript. Project created already use 1.1. However, occasional minor updates to version 1.1. One. One. 1. If you use the runtime checks, reference the most current version using 1, it shows you reference the most recent version of. Find that confusing. Now it's not in there. Unable to get add of the undefined or null reference. Unable to get property add. Script lab runner. Yeah. Okay, we passed the 8 o'clock limit, and I need to go and prepare for my work. If we change this to libraries, make this beta. Preview. See if it works. Run. Run. Yeah. So I will put up a question on Stack Overflow to find out if there's an option to check for preview, because I think there's an omission there. Yeah, let's leave this open for now, so I can do this offline. For now, thank you for watching. I will be back on office development Monday morning and continue with this. So let's kill the show for now and see you back on Monday. Bye bye.